Hey guys, what's up? Kartak here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be doing a deck profile on the Ancient Greymon Hybrid deck. So this is a deck that I've been having a lot of trouble building because I was going about the wrong way when I originally built this deck, and so it took me quite a while to tune it to the way it is today. It's a hyper-aggressive deck, so it disregards all defense and just goes balls to the walls with offense. It's a lot of fun to play, but it does kind of melt to the current meta decks if you don't get the right draw, which is a problem that I've had with red decks previously. But let's just get right into the deck profile. So for the level 6s, we are only running four of the Ancient Greymons. So it's a very powerful card. It's a one-shot kill card. And you'll know what I mean by this a bit later. You can potentially do 5 damage in one turn, or 5 security checks in one turn, and then you can steal some. You can get the last hit off quite easily if you plan your play correctly. So potentially you can go for lethal in the first couple of turns in the game, but you're gonna have to have pretty decent draws to do so. Next, we are running Unimon. So Unimon is actually the main carry of this deck. It's if you don't go into your Ancient Greymons, then Unimon is the best boy to go into, because he can also help you go for game quite easily. Next, we are running 4 Rise Greymons. This card is only here to help you cheese out some of the tamers in your deck. We don't run a lot, so we're running 4 of these Rise Greymons for that. And he does help you Digiburst, so if you have the incorrect Digimon evolution chain going on, you can just get rid of 2 of the evolution sources and hopefully get a tamer out instead. So this card does not get buffs from Agumons. So if you have Agumon in your evolution source, you can just get rid of it, and you'll probably have a Greymon or a Hybrid Spirit in your level 4 source. So you'll still get the 2 extra security checks, which is okay. It's also a Greymon, so he helps you get memory with your Daimons. Next, we are running for Unimon. So Unimon is a Hybrid Spirit. You can Digivolve him on top of a Tamer. It's very good at sneak attacks. So if your opponent doesn't think you have lethal, you can just Digivolve this onto a Tai or a Daimon, and then or Marcus. I think the English name is Marcus, and then you'll be able to get that extra last hit in. So it's kind of your super secret killer move. Next, we are running 1 Vitramon. So we're only running 1 because I don't really have space for this, and this is kind of a last resort. If you don't have any Unimons in your hand, then you can use this as a second last resort. He does attack on your turn. He is a 9k attacker, so he's not bad, but the 3-cost evolution really does kill it for me. But I think running these at 5 Hybrid Spirits is good enough. You might want to bump this up a bit if you are going for a more aggressive build. I've seen builds that don't run Ancient Greymon, but running Ancient Greymon is kind of the point. Kind of the reason why I built this deck, because he just looks so cool. And next we have 4 of the promo Greymon. This is a card to help you cheese out damage and security checks in the early game. So if you have an Agumon in source, she attacks and you get 2 security checks, which is actually pretty good. If you have the promo Agumon, he's a 7k attacker, so he'll get past most level 4s and 3s. Next, we're running 4 of the security check boost Greymon, just to help you get those extra security checks. You're going to need it if you want to do your one-shot kill combo with Ancient Greymon. Next, we are running 4 Flamemon. He just helps you filter out your deck. 4 of the 1k boost Agumon. This will definitely help you out with your Unimon plays, assuming you do Digivolve into Unimon afterwards, because you do need to hybrid spirit in order for you to proc Aldemon skill. Next, we're running 2 Monodramon. Mainly just running him because he's a 2k, he's a 2-cost hardcast. We get those extra attacks in to cheese your opponent. Next, we are running 4 of the promo Agumons. So he will turn your Ancient Greymon into a 15k attacker, and hopefully you'll have a Digitama or something, so he can attack for 16k. Or if you have the Rise Greymon in your Source 2, this will also pump him up to to be able to beat over most of the Digimons in the security. Of course, he'll still die to stuff like Gaia Force and stuff, but at least you don't have to worry about the Digimon in the security checks, especially since Chaosmon is a very heavily played card in the meta now, so you don't really want to crash into him. But for the most part, Agumon will help you beat over the Chaosmon anyway, so that's fine. Next, we are running one of the best cards in this deck, Atomic Blaster. So this card just buffs one of your hybrid Digimons and gives it 3k and an extra security check. And also the skill, when this card is blocked, plus 3 memory. So it's a win-win situation. If they block you, you get 3 more memory to work with. If they don't block you, they're gonna take at least 2 security checks to the face. If you have Aldemon, then they're going to take even more. They're going to take 2 from Aldemon, 1 from this, so that's 3 security checks. If you have something like this in your evolution source, they're going to take 4. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's a very, very fun combo to do. Definitely gives your opponent a headache. Next, we are running 3 of the 0-cost gain 2 memory and then give 2 memory back at the end of your opponent's turn, or at the end of your turn. Do not use this card if you are not going for lethal. If you use this card just because, I might use this card, I use it kind of like a Hammer Spark, it's gonna cost you very dearly because you're gonna have to repay the money the memory that you borrowed. So only use this when you're going for lethal. For example, if you did your 5 security checks with Ancient Greymon, and then they're at 0. They're at 0 right now, and you have a tamer on the field like Tai something, and you're at 0. You're at 0 memory right now. Play one of these. If you have a Unimon in your hand, just Digivolve into this and attack for game. Because otherwise, it's not gonna be super worth it. Because you're gonna have to repay the 2 extra memory that you borrowed. So only run this for game. 3 is enough. You don't really need to run 4. This card is a brick early game, so it's definitely not very helpful. Unlike Hammer Spark, where you just get 1 memory for free. This card you have to repay it, so it's not super great, but it is very, very good in those plays where you're just missing 2 memory. You play this card, summon, evolve your Unimon from your tamer, and then you're good to go. So last but not least, we are running 2 Taichis and 2 Marcus. So I like this variety. You can maybe run 1 more tamer if you like. You can take out one of the gravity presses to play extra tamer. Personally, I think 4 is enough. You don't want to draw too many in your opening hand because these cards you want to cheat out with your Rise Greymons, or you want to check them from security. But I can see the argument for running more of these. In fact, in my previous build, I was kind of leaning more towards the 2-cost Taichis. Alright, so last but not least, we have the Digitama. So we're running 4 Digimons and 1 Coromon. Mainly because these just help you get the extra 1000 power, which does help you beat over some stuff. Coromon is not super useful if you are using Aldemon as an attacker, but Digimon is pretty good. So I guess if you are going into Ancient Greymon, then Coromon is there for you because you'll probably be able to get that extra 1000 power. But Digimon basically is a better Digitama overall because it's less conditional than your Coromons. And that's it for the main deck. Now let's go on to some of the options and other cards that you might run over the cards that I'm running in this deck. There are a few options that you can do. So you can run one of these. If you want to play a little bit more defensively, you can play the Gaia Forces, but honestly, since this deck is going balls to the walls, you're gonna disregard your defense and just go for offense. So Era of Dragons is another card that I've been playtesting with. A lot of times you don't really need this because it gives you draw 2, but you pretty much lose your turn after that. You can kind of stop some decks by popping a 4000 power Digimon, but with 3 memory, I'd rather pump something else out before I do the play. Maybe like get a Digimon out on the field or something. But I guess this card is pretty good against green decks because if you don't want to have something on, you don't want to hardcast a Digimon onto your field so that it can get rested by a Digimon, a green Digimon, and just get destroyed, then you can play this instead and just build out your hand while you raise your Digimon in the raising area. You can do that, but yeah, it's a card I kind of iffy on in this particular build because since you want to go again go balls to the walls. This Taichi is a card that I ran 4 of before. He became very clunky late game, and it does brick you sometimes, especially since we don't really have that many hybrid spirits to run in the deck right now. If we if in the future we get a new Unimon or a new Vitramon that's 2 cost, I might consider running these back, but at the current moment, we only have 4 Unimons and the 1 Vitramon deck, so your tamers aren't going to be flying out all over the place just to Digimon and Digimon, so don't really need them right now. Probably going to be more useful in the blue deck. The Yamato is probably more useful in the blue deck because he helps you gain memories, but the 1000 power in this particular build doesn't help that much. And you can run the extra Vitramon if you want. Personally, not a huge fan of this card, mainly because again it's a 3000. It's a 3 cost to evolve, and it just doesn't help that much right now. Him being a 9000 attacker is nice, but I'd rather run the Greymon that gives you extra security check. And next we're running the option jamming card. It's a 1 cost card. It's not bad, but there aren't really too many threats in the security right now that can completely stop you. There might be some for the purple decks, but besides that, I think it's fine for the most part because red isn't really too relevant in the meta right now, so you don't really have to worry about Gaia Forces, at least in the Japanese meta. But if again, you know, this game is a very meta driven game, so if you're playing an area where everybody's playing red, then you might want to run this instead of something else. But yeah, as I mentioned before, the extra tamers, you can run some extra tamers if you want. So that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys have any suggestions or any ideas for future videos, let me know. I have recorded a sort of a Digicard 101 that I will be posting later on, probably on Wednesday this week. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!